Seahorse by Robert A. Morris. Pictures by Arnold Lobel. There is a big storm at sea. Giant waves break against the shore. Many sea animals swim to deeper water. The water is calmer there. But some animals stay near the shore. One of them is a fish. It does not look like most other fishes. It is a seahorse. Crash! A huge wave rips the seahorse from the seaweed. It takes him out to sea. He is floating free in the water. He is in danger because his enemies can see him. A small piece of seaweed floats by. Quickly the seahorse wraps his tail around the seaweed. The seaweed is brown. It is called sargassum. Tiny sacs are attached to its stem. The sacs look like balloons. They keep the seaweed afloat. The seahorse holds tightly to the seaweed. The storm lasts for days and days. The seahorse is tired and hungry. He must eat soon. If he does not eat, he will become too weak to hold on to the seaweed. The storm is over. The sea is calm. More seaweed comes and still more seaweed. Soon, there is a huge blanket of brown sargassum on the sea. The seahorse and his seaweed are in the middle of it. There are many tiny animals and plants floating in the water. They are called plankton. Little fish eat plankton. Larger fish eat the little fish. The seahorse is very hungry. Tiny fish swim by. Tiny shrimp swim by. The seahorse watches one of the little shrimp. It swims near him. Suddenly the seahorse puffs out his cheeks. His mouth opens. Poof! The shrimp disappear down his long snout. Poof, poof, poof. 3 more shrimp disappear. The seahorse does not have teeth. He sucks in food through his long nose. Poof! There goes another shrimp. There is plenty of food for the seahorse. He eats hundreds of small shrimp until he is full. The seahorse is brown, so is the sargassum. It is hard to see the seahorse. He looks like a piece of seaweed. One day, a fish, a giant amberjack swims by. The amberjack is hungry. He eats small crabs and fishes. He also eats seahorses. The seahorse stays very still. The amberjack swims closer and closer. Swish! He eats a small crab near the seahorse. The amberjack does not see the seahorse. He is still hungry and swims away to look for more food. One day, the seahorse lets go of the seaweed. He starts to move to another piece. The seaweed is only a few feet away, but it is a long trip for a seahorse. He has nothing to hold on to. He may be swept away. A large fish may eat him. The fin makes the seahorse go, but he is swimming in the wrong direction. He starts moving the fins on the side of his head. They look like ears. He moves one fin faster than the other. He quickly turns around. The seahorse uses these fins to turn one way or the other. A small fin below his stomach helps him stay up straight in the water. In a minute, he makes the trip to his new home in the seaweed. He is safe now. Click, click, click. What a strange noise. The underwater world is often noisy. Snap, snap, snap goes a small shrimp. Croak, croak, croak goes a fish. Then there is click, click again. The seahorse has heard this sound before. It is the sound of another seahorse. A seahorse makes this sound by snapping its neck. The seahorse turns one of his eyes to the front. He turns his other eye to the back. One eye moves at a time. At last he finds the other seahorse. It is a female. He swims slowly toward her and greets her. Click, click, click. She is 2 years old. He is the same age. For a short time they join tails. Then both of them wrap their tails around the seaweed. The seahorses see many small eggs in the water. They are eel eggs. When the baby eels hatch, the seahorses eat many of them. One day the female seahorse swims over to the male. It is time for the female to lay eggs. Most fishes lay their eggs in the water. Seahorses do not. The male seahorse has a large pouch below his stomach. The female places the eggs in this pouch. The male would carry the eggs there until they hatch. Days pass and the winds blow. The seahorses hold fast to the seaweed. The seaweed floats closer and closer to the shore. One day the seaweed drifts into a large bay. The bay is calm. It is protected from the big waves in the ocean. It is a good home for the seahorses. Both seahorses swim to some eelgrass. There are many other seahorses living in the eelgrass. They are black like the dark eelgrass. It is hard to see them, but it is easy to see the brown male and female seahorses. They are the same color as the sargassum. A large fish called a lookdown swims into the eelgrass. The brown seahorses hide quickly. The lookdown does not see them. In 2 days, the seahorses have become black. They look like the eelgrass. Now they are safe from bigger fish. The male seahorse has carried the eggs for about 25 days. His pouch is very large. He bends over as if he has a stomach ache. Pop! Out shoots a baby seahorse. Pop! 3 more babies shoot out of the pouch. Pop! Out shoot 12 more babies. Soon there are hundreds of baby seahorses in the water. They are as long as their father's nose. Many of them wrap their tails around the eelgrass. They start eating plankton. They are able to care for themselves. Some of the babies are carried away by the water. They will live far from their parents. Not all the baby seahorses will grow up. Some will be eaten by larger fish. The pouch of the male seahorse is empty. He looks smaller. He will not carry eggs again for many months. The female stays near him. It is nearly dark. Click, click, click. The seahorses in the eelgrass are looking for food. Poof, poof, poof. The seahorses are sucking in tiny animals. The male and female will stay in the calm bay for a long time. Thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, please click like and subscribe.